Alright, good morning everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, where today our focus is aerial advertising, which I haven't really touched much of since, when the sim first came out. But I thought we would dive back into it again because of the higher payouts, and also, didn't even realize this happened, but the Steam Gauge version of the Cessna 172 came out with Sim Update 1 in career mode, so I purchased that, and that's where we're going to be doing some missions in today, so let's see if we got anything higher than 80,000. No. Looking for VIP at the moment. Looks like 80,930 is going to be our best bet, so we'll go ahead and do that. But hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday. Glad to see you guys enjoyed the 3 new challenges that released alongside World Update 19 for Challenge League. Was fun diving into it. Still can't get over that awesome landing we did in the 737 MAX. Make sure we're all good here. Got my 737 in career, but it crashes every time I skip to tax. Yeah, I don't know. I don't own the 737 personally, so I'm not sure. Have you tried not skipping? Seeing if that helps? But yeah, I personally do not have the 737. But I thought it was really cool that they added the Steam Gauge version of the 172 into career mode as opposed to just the glass cockpit. We don't need all those fancy screens. And it's a return to Calvertising. This was actually one of the first career videos I did over 2024, was the banner towing. So it's kind of nice being back to it again, where it all began just 4 months ago almost. Well, actually, yeah, it is 4 months now. That's crazy.
Good to go, folks. You?
Nope, I'm never good to go. Hey, One Aviation. Oh, when you're on Xbox. Okay. Gotcha. I need to turn the volume down here. My goodness. But yeah, then that's probably what it is. So hopefully you'll see some improvements here. Hopefully tomorrow should be the release of Sim Update 1 or Sim Update 2's first beta. Is what I was trying to say here.
Any bumps in the road? Here's a reminder, we're promoting a nice restaurant.
Oops, I did not mean to do that.
You hook the banner lying on the ground at the pickup zone and you showcase it above Paso Grill Beach. You're in charge, of course, but I've got your back in case anything comes up. Okay. How about we spread some good vibes?
No.
Let's go.
I prefer to spread bad vibes instead, if that's alright with you.
St. Petersburg ground CDW 130, 2 Charlie Oscar, Whiskey 8, Fife.
So we need the heading to our left. Kind of that general direction. We'll tweak that once we're up in the air.
10 taxi to and hold short of runway 18 via taxiway Bravo Alpha cross runway 25 Alpha. Contact tower on 127 for when ready.
Always nice getting back to the 172 anyways, you know?
Using taxiway Bravo Alpha cross runway 25 Alpha CTW 132 Charlie Oscar Whiskey 8510.
Not freshy. Do we know if any major features are expected in the new beta patch? I don't know specifically. They haven't announced what's specifically going to be. Once it does release, we'll have a change log, of course. But again, if everything goes well regarding the A330 and Beluga, we should be seeing heavy and super heavy cargo missions at some point. Hopefully in SU2. It might not be the first beta build, but hopefully sometime in the beta or the full release of it. But we're definitely getting closer to some new mission types, which is great. But welcome to St. Petersburg, Florida. Yeah, I'm very, very like it's just gonna be nice flying those other planes just to have more and more variety going on in career mode. But yeah, the payouts should be pretty awesome for those. No doubt about it. I mean, especially if medium cargo pays out the way it does. And that'd be pretty fun. I mean, I'm sure that's going to be coming too for VIP helicopter flights, no doubt. Are we going straight across? Or are we? No, we are turning. Okay. Sweet. And thank you, FMJ. I'm glad you. I mean, that landing. I wasn't expecting that because that was the first attempt. There wasn't any editing because sometimes I like to joke around, but I say that in the video. But that was literally the first attempt, and I even surprised myself. It's like, wow, that was great. Oh man, good times though. But yeah, again, I'm glad people enjoyed it. I know it's just something we do periodically with the challenges side of Flight Sim. But hey, if you guys, I mean, it seems like you guys enjoyed it, so we can always keep on top of that whenever they add new challenges to Challenge League. I'm fine with that.
Tower CDWN 32, Charlie Oscar, Whiskey 8, Fife 10 ready at runway 18 departure to the south.
CDWN 32, Charlie Oscar, Whiskey 8, Fife 10, altimeter 29er. 902 departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 18.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 18?
Cleared for takeoff, runway 18, CTWN 32, Charlie Oscar, Whiskey 8, Fife 10.
Another reason I love going to these steam gauge aircraft anyways is, so many of the planes that we fly in career mode are all glass cockpits, all tech and everything like that, so it's always nice to have that variation. Plus, I think it looks cooler with the older gauges anyways, instead of just 3 big screens. Because, I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but, you can't beat the basics of this. It always brings me back to, like, Flight Sim X and so forth. Just doing random flights. And, of course, flying with my dad. Saw this in real life while in the air. Alright, let's climb to 500 feet. I don't really follow the path that the sim wants you to take. Because if you do that, it seems like you lose a... Okay, you ever need to quit talking to me right now? I'm trying to say what I'm trying to explain. But anyways, there's a score based off how long it takes you to hook the banner. And if you follow the path the sim wants you to, you get like a 70% or less on the time it takes you to hook up. So I always like to cut our path just a little bit tighter here.
Aircraft in the area are aware you're engaged in a tow operation. I've already taken care of it.
Already turned back. I know we have to be relatively slow on the pickup speed, so we'll go ahead and start slowing down already. Nothing like calvertizing being back in the air. Alright, we'll get the pole down.
Online for the pickup.
72 knots. We'll see if we can do this in first person. Nice.
You got it. The banners to the towing area. Remember, when you get back to release the banner over the hook zone. We're clearing it while you're away.
Claire's Cake Shop.
Advertising, star 9. You're expected there in 3 minutes, 30 seconds for your rotation above Paso Grill Beach. Make sure the message is clearly visible from below. It's important.
I'll keep it in mind. No guarantees, though. And thank you, Freshie! I'm pretty happy with that. That was nice. Alright. Oh. Should probably pay attention to where we're trying to go here. Oh, we're going the wrong way immediately. Very good. I love telling people that advertising banners aren't attached to the plane on takeoff. Blows most people's mind. It's crazy. Like, I'd love to see this done in person. I go to Florida at some point and just sit at an airport. But alright, so let's get our heading kind of situated here. Heading mode. Autopilot engage. Perfect. Are we still heading the right? Oh, look at that. We got this all set up nicely. Now we can go check out our banner. A little bumpy out here. I need to turn off our landing and taxi lights as well. Claire's Cake Shop at St. Pete Beach. Tasty delights all day. Oh, look at that. It even reflects off the sun, too. That's pretty cool. Didn't even realize the banner has full-on textures to it. Hey, Eric. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Not far from me. Yes, we're in Florida today doing some lovely banner. Oh my god. Was that because of the camera? What was that? I thought everything was falling apart.
CDWN 32 Charlie Oscar Whiskey 8510, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Hang on, sorry, I know.
St. Petersburg Tower CTWN 32.
Alright, after our banner was freaking out.
10 frequency change.
Oh, it's even flapping at the... Oh, that's so... I love the new physics they added to all this. You know, just like with the parachutes and hot air balloons and all that. Awesome photogrammetry around here, too. Alright, we should probably focus on what's happening. We should be getting close to our point here. Uh-oh. Oh, we're not in heading mode. No wonder. Wait, what? No wonder. We weren't even going the right way. Turn it on around. Grizzly, yes. This isn't... I think it was paying like 15,000 or... It wasn't much before. But you're close to about 100 grand now for it. Because pretty much every mission set got a boost last week. And kind of the reason why we've revisited these missions that we haven't touched much of. And yes, Eric, I agree. Looks really nice around here. Welcome to GTA 6, everybody. I know, it's in Miami, not here. It is funny, though. I remember somebody posted flight simulator footage flying around Miami and then saying, oh, GTA 6 leak, and then people believed it. It's like it's flight sim, people. But see? They thought it looked fantastic. Alright, we're gonna slow things down, because I believe we need to be around 70 knots? Forgot what the requirement is here.
The beach is all yours.
It better be. Yeah, 72 knots is what we want to be below. Ooh, I like this song. This is one I haven't heard much of since, of course, we haven't. We'll just stick around where we're at here. And we'll eventually get closer. We'll get that 0.5 away from the beach because it's going to start heading towards us anyways. And Eric, we definitely are. Oh, by the way, oh, look at that. That's cool. We should be close to the beach now. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Just had to talk about it.
Want to know what's on your banner?
We already know.
Shop at St. Pete Beach. Tasty delights all day. Yummy. All this talk is making me so hungry.
Still haven't turned the lights off. We're probably gonna turn here just shortly, aren't we? Oh shoot, yep. Turn, Cessna, turn! And while we do that, let me turn off the landing and taxi lights. And welcome, Blaze! Happy to see you in another live stream. Hopefully you've been well. And that was Don Cesar in St. Pete? The big pink palace. Nice!
Hey, I have a tip for you. The visual impact is stronger if you nail the plane's positioning. The clients will directly see the ROI. For us, it's a win-win.
Aren't we in the range? Oh, we're just going a little too fast now. Hang on. Let's say we're doing pretty good here. Thank you. A little bit of a right turn here. Should be getting a pretty decent score out of this, I think. We're gonna be a little too close now. And Grizzly, welcome to the stream as well. Forgot to mention that. Woo! Some of these turns. I'm gonna kick out of autopilot here really quick, though. Oh. Is it still on? Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go, that's why. I was like, why is the yoke fighting me? We're fine. All is well.
I guess the client will be satisfied even if it wasn't the best show in town.
Oh, get out of here.
For next time, you can improve your
That was
position
beautifully
and
executed.
make
Thank you very much.
Petersburg, Tower
The team's
CTWN
waiting for the
32,
banner at the drop
Charlie
zone.
Oscar Whiskey
I
8.
I'm not listening to you. I'm talking to the tower right now. You can quit talking to me, thanks.
CDW 132 Charlie Oscar Whiskey 8
Rude.
510 St. Petersburg Tower.
I guess the client will be happy. I guess they're gonna have to be. If they don't like it, then why don't they come up in the plane and do it themselves? Throw some cakes out the plane, and that's some advertising right there. Unbelievable.
Oscar Whiskey 8510.
The banner's in the air, isn't it? Unbelievable, man. I guess they'll be okay. They're gonna have to be. Alright. Well, I think... Oh, it is... It looked like I didn't have anything behind me. It just kind of blended in. I was like, what happened to our banner? What is this? Everybody has a pool. Yet they're right next to water. I think I would just swim in the water if I really was wanting to swim. Well, I mean, there are creatures in the water, so yeah, never mind. I understand it. Where's our nice music? I mean, yeah, don't have to worry about dropping it off at the drop point, so just... It drops somewhere over by the ocean. You can drive over there and pick it up. It's crazy how long these banners are, though. Look how far away we are from the Cessna. And we're still not done. Oh, there's even flapping noise. Look at that. It fits perfectly too. Look, the exclamation point. It just adds to the all day tasty delights. Are we doing okay? Uh-oh. I don't think we're doing... Hold on. I knew something was wrong. I don't know why the banner was tipping down. That's why. Panic opened the EFB instead of the camera. Oh. Goodness gracious. Everything's fine. Everything is under control. I can't use my vision jet since the update in VIP. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know, Chris. I haven't noticed anything different because I still see private charter flights and so forth. Anyone lost a cat? Maybe. I meant the banner fall, not the plane. Well, we're running into a lot of turbulent air here. My reset button on the flight stick is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I need to change that. Is this Tropicana field? The one that is completely exploded? I think it is. Looks like the Tropicana logo. Could be wrong. Trying to get some more shots here so we're not in the cockpit the whole time, but you know, almost stalling out the planes made me a little bit paranoid. Well, I didn't actually explode. It's just the roof got ripped off from a hurricane, and now the Rays have to play somewhere else. I think they're playing in a college stadium this season now. Yeah, that's weird, Chris. I'm not entirely sure. But welcome from Australia. Very nice. Happy to have you stop by. But yeah, I didn't... It didn't literally explode.
Calvertizing. Star 9, roger
Final
that.
approach to the drop zone.
You could have been more careful. You dropped it too far from the spot.
What? You know what? I think you're the same voice that I've been advocating to get removed from the sim. All she ever does is complain and be angry at you. It's just like, you know what? It's close enough to the drop zone, you can walk a couple more feet to grab it, okay? Goodness gracious. Alright, let's get our landing lights back on here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. By the way, this building, I don't think is supposed to be out in the middle of the water and looking abandoned and sunk in the ocean, but I'm assuming it's probably like a casino or something. Because I'm assuming there's like a bridge or pier or something, because you kind of see it on the edge. But in the sim, it's just... looks pretty funny, though. RIP Outdoors! Welcome, welcome. It could be Atlantis. We've discovered it, everybody. Oh, that is not... God. I need to see why because I was trying to reset the camera, but I have to do it with the controller on the right analog stick, because my button I have set for it doesn't want to do it, so. Ignore the little jut upwards. Hit the wrong stick on accident. Oh, beautiful. What a beaut.
CDW 132 Charlie Oscar Whiskey 8510, turn next taxiway.
Well, even though she got upset about the banner drop and a little bit about, you know, where we were on the pass with the banner, but I feel like we did pretty good there. Rudy, yes, Any Builds is making it to where, or working on getting all the Airbuses into career mode. The A330 just got a new build that they're testing, which should hopefully bring heavy cargo missions into career mode. And then they also added a brand new version of the Beluga to Asobo, which should hopefully bring in super heavy missions as well. And for public release, we don't have those new updates to those planes just yet. I'm just saying they sent that to Asobo, and we should be seeing some stuff from that shortly, hopefully. Look at that. Still stayed there. Oh, by the way, I should probably acknowledge it before they get mad. I'm just here rolling already without even finishing up everything. Alright. Well, I'd say that was a successful first mission, by the way. Little taxi lights on, landing off. Not that it really matters, but... Always nice flying this thing again, though. And of course, seeing our fantastic company name on the plane. Oh, interesting spot for the happy lights. And are we turning left? Yes. Pretty short taxi, nothing too crazy. The aerial advertising missions have some of my favorite music in career mode. What a great plane, though. I'm still excited for Piper to eventually show up too, since they announced that before the sim came out, that they signed a contract with them. So we should start seeing some Piper aircraft in the sim soon as well. That is one fancy Grand Caravan right there. Oh, there we go. He got called out, so he's like, fine, I'll load in the gears. I would imagine the payout for the passenger airline didn't change. I mean, that was already paying a lot before the update. As a matter of fact, it wasn't changed because it wasn't in the list of things. It was basically anything other than passenger transport.
To say you weren't at your best. Banner towing is an unforgiving job, I know.
I hate you. Worst voice in the sim. Go away. If they delete her, I would be very happy. But anyways, yeah, medium cargo and passenger transport didn't get a boost in mission. They were already paying out a lot. Still can't get past the medium cargo mission. It's all about, like, you're just... Have only one notch of flaps. Don't go overly on the flaps. You're gonna just get rocketed all over the place. I mean, there might be some changes in Sim Update 2, but... Let the wind slow you down, and then once you're on the ground, use the reverse thrust. Don't brake with the Caravan. Because if you do, you'll wobble all over the place and so forth. But yeah, use the wind to your advantage. Don't have too many flaps. You'll already slow down a lot. And you got this. All right. Our score sucked, by the way, which is crazy. Like, it's a very difficult mission set to get a perfect score out of it. Ooh, why would I do this one? That's way too far. Because, I mean, if I could, I would do that mission again. I kind of forgot, because I did a video over it. With the medium cargo mission and that Grand Caravan. What do we got down here? There we go. That looks better. And you're welcome, Larry. Hopefully that helps you out. But yeah, if you're putting in too much flaps, you're gonna make it even more difficult on yourself because you're getting all kinds of lift then from that wind. I don't know why the wind is like 80,000 miles an hour anyways, but hopefully those tips will help you out. For reverse thrust, because I have it set up on my HOTUS 1, so when I land, I go idle, I pull the power back all the way. I don't know what's going on over here. And once I'm idle, I hit the button I programmed for reverse, and then I throttle up, and then it kicks into the reverse from that. Well, this airport needs some work for sure. There's a lot of... Ma'am, are you seeing the nonsense around here? What kind of airport are we running here? Oh, ground team.
Started, guys. You ready too? Okay, see you in a minute.
Oh. Okay, not a fan of where this is. Next to more blobs. Oh, good camera angle of it. Yeah, this airport's definitely a mess, my goodness.
Hi, Doosan for Skyrocket Media. We're helping promote an upcoming party. You pick up the banner at the collection point and fly it above Naples Beach Club. Sure thing, you're taking the lead, but I'm here on the radio just in case.
Yeah, I don't need you on the radio, thanks.
Music smooths things
You can
out.
get off.
Let's go, Maestro.
You can just quit talking to me, I know what I'm doing, thanks. Appreciate it.
Foxtrot Alpha Tree.
Okay, I need to fix this too, because I don't know why my my reset camera button is not resetting. Oh, it's reset it, that's why. I don't need any of this nonsense. Oh. No, not rest. I think it's... What is it? I know it's something else, because it has... Reset... Oh, there we go.
7 traffic CDWN 32.
There we go.
Charlie Oscar Whiskey 6810 is
Perfect.
taxiing to runway 18.
Well, you also have to make sure that you're in an aircraft that does have the reverse as well. Because, I mean, like the CJ4 doesn't have reverse thrust, the PC-24 doesn't have reverse thrust. Oh my god, look at... Is that a... Oh, okay, it's not as bad. The shadow made it look worse, but there's still a bump over here, so... Looks like the runway's gonna be okay, but... What airport is this? Is this some, like, private thing? Is that why it's such a weird... Oh, it's like a community... Wing South. Yeah, it's like a flying community. Oh, I see. It's seeing this, like, waterway, and it's acting like it's supposed to be trees. So that's why it has the weird blockiness going on, because it's on the other side too. Which is why the sim thinks it's supposed to be trees. So it's just done some weird nonsense. I actually started doing some stuff with the PC-12 for medium cargo. I bought it just to do some cargo missions in Hawaii. Which has been pretty nice. Great livery, too, for a medium cargo PC-12. But I can showcase what I mean here with the reverse thrust after we do this mission. I can dive into it a little bit. We're already 42 minutes into this stream. I thought we were only like 15 or 20. My goodness. This has been going by quick.
Foxtrot Alpha Tree, 7 traffic CTWN 32, Charlie Oscar Whiskey 6810, taking off runway 18 departure to the south.
Hopefully picking up this banner is not going to be a pain, but we'll see. Because as a matter of fact, we can do reverse thrust on the... We'll do a little Grand Caravan tutorial. And then we can even do some really high wind... Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just do that here. I think that's a lovely idea. We'll just go to my... my training airport. And then we'll do some stuff, and I'll showcase what I mean with, like, reverse thrust and what to do when it's a really high wind. We can kind of replicate, because I remember it was a left-to-right crosswind in that initial medium cargo mission, so we can kind of simulate what's going on and what happens if you have full flap, all that kind of stuff. We can do a little thing with that, because this should bring us to about an hour's worth of banner towing mission. And who knows, maybe this mission ends quickly, depending on how close that banner pickup area is next to the wall of trees. That should just be a waterway.
In for pickup.
Oh, I don't need you either. We're not rookies out here, thanks. You should get bonus points, like more money, more XP, depending on how many assists you have. And that'd be kind of nice. I mean, the base pay could just be the same, but then if you're using less and less assists. Watch the wing. Ooh!
You hooked it. The banner's deploying.
Gotta be honest, I was more focused on where our left wing was than looking at where the banner pickup was, but I'm glad we got it.
Drop the banner when you're done with it.
Oh, alright. So where are we heading? Apparently behind us, because I don't see any... What is happening? Where are we heading?
Calvertizing Samba 3. You got to be on site in 3 minutes 30 seconds for your
Oh,
show
okay, we're
at
heading.
Naples
Okay.
Beach Club. Just make sure the message is easy to read from the ground.
Kind of head there. Altitude hold. Perfect. And FMJ, you're on the... Yeah, you're on Xbox, okay. Hey, Gray the Animator, welcome, welcome. Well, that's a boring subdivision down there, my goodness. Everybody has the same, like, layout and roof. What do we got this time on our banner? Also, get rid of this. '80s party. At Naples Beach. I'm not sure the black letters was a good choice. Well, I mean, I guess... Well, yeah, you gotta think. They're gonna be seeing it from the ground, so... Yeah, never mind. Don't miss. I'm going to assume out. Oh, no. Oh, wow, we got all fancy with don't miss tonight. Oh, we're at the flyover an airport. I'm sure they won't be mad about that. Oh, wow, look at the shadow of it, too. You actually see the letters. Nice. But yeah, it'd be pretty funny to have custom banners. I'm sure there'll be a mod or something down the road. I think this banner is actually shorter than the first one we took up. Oh no, Tyler! That is why I always have that add fuel button handy, and if I'm gonna be away from the computer a little bit, I click that a couple times and... But that is definitely a bummer for sure. Especially when you lose out on those bigger payout missions. That's a nice golf course. All right. We're wobbling all over the place. Bring the power back. Bank right a little bit. Oh, you do have... Oh, okay. Gotcha, Tyler. That's all right. The next one, it'll be an even bigger payout. And you'll remember the fuel.
Make sure the banner's readable from below. The angle to the zone is key.
You don't say. Let me go up to 10,000 feet in altitude. That should be very easily readable then. Ooh, shopping center. What do we got down there? Looks like a Red Lobster. That looks like an old Kmart. Probably a gym now or something. And we're currently at just below 500 feet in altitude. That's probably going to be too low. Because it seems like it's always wanting at least 600 feet. So let's bring this up just a bit. Up a little bit more, come on.
It's your show now, Captain.
Anya Smith? Glad you're enjoying Flight Simulator. That's awesome to hear. Glad you're enjoying the content as well. It's going to be very exciting to see where this sim evolves to, for sure. Very, very excited to see. Still waiting on some third-party content creators, because we actually have some 2024 planes that came out. They're all a bunch of like fighters and a drone or whatever, so nothing career-related, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll see something. I mean, I'm not expecting a fighter jet to be career-compatible anyways, but...
80s party at Naples Beach Club, don't miss tonight. Hey, I'm thinking of suggesting to the team we go there to unwind a bit. Great idea, huh?
The last thing I would ever want to do is participate in a party with you. So no, we're not going to do that after this job is complete. The audacity to even ask such a question. Oh, that's good, Tyler. That's definitely good. Oh, we're looking beautiful on all of our requirements here this time around. And as I said earlier too, if everything's still going well with the beta build, it should be releasing tomorrow for Sim Update 2.
Take it for what it's worth, but you'll position the banner more efficiently if you picture who's down below.
I've been green. You know what? I'm about to shut off my radio if you keep talking to me this way. I've been green on everything the entire time. Don't be coming on the radio and say, oh, if you position the plane better, everything, blah, 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 blah. No. But anyways, so yeah, if everything's still going well, the beta build 2 for beta build 1 for Sim Update 2 should be releasing tomorrow, and if it does, we'll be of course live again to dive into everything that comes with it. No, this is definitely my favorite music out of all the career mission types. What kind of... I hope it just ends and we don't have to do that weird turn here. Anderson, yes, I love the Savage Norden, but it's terrible for this mission set. It never hooks. And now I know it isn't because of me, because we're 2 for 2 with the Steam Gauge Cessna 172 with pickups with no issues, so just something with that plane is not hooking on correctly. So you are not alone with that issue. I guess we're gonna do this weird little turn here at the end.
Awesome day
Oh.
for visibility. The client should feel like they got their money's worth.
Nice.
Your final step is the drop zone. I'll
Finally a
give you some space.
positive. No, that was perfect. It is a great one. I mean, it's...
Foxtrot Alpha, tree 7 traffic CTWN 32, Charlie Oscar, Whiskey 6810, 6 miles, west 700 feet, inbound to land, runway 18.
Oh, there's not gonna be any AT. Anyways, yeah, it's a great plane. I really love flying it. We did use that for search and rescue a couple days ago. And again, you know, I've gone through what I want to see from search and rescue. Even made a forum post on the Flight Sim forums about what I was talking about. Been getting some reactions to it as well, which is great to see. And hopefully we'll see those changes to it. But yeah, it's a great plane. It's just, it's needing some tweaks for sure. And if you're just joining, we're gonna wrap up this aerial banner towing, and then we're gonna go into like a bit of a flight school per se. I always get a lot of comments about, you know, the first medium cargo mission with the Grand Caravan, and we've been talking about reverse thrust and so forth too. So we'll kind of do some practice in high wind landings in the Grand Caravan after this. And yeah, so just so you know. I mean, we did do an hour of aerial advertising, so people that want to see this are going to see like 10 minutes of it and then it moves on, so. Goodness gracious, got hiccups going on and everything.
Advertising, Samba 3. Hook zone cleared for your release. Welcome back. Careful when you release the banner over the drop zone. It's expensive and fragile.
Why am I even following the boxes? Oh my goodness. I need to trim this thing out. Because right now it's way too nose up happy here. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why I followed the box. Sometimes these other mission types, there's really no reason to follow that. But that's okay. Now we gotta do this... Oh, we don't have to be as high up, though. Or as low like we were when we picked up the banner. So, since we were still too early with the drop, we're gonna go further than we did last time, just to see if she can be happy, instead of saying, you dropped it too early and potentially damaged the banner. It's like, I don't really care if I damage the banner, give me my money, okay? But we'll try to make it better, even though it looks like we're gonna be dropping it in the what should be a wash as opposed to trees. But it's all good. She'll probably still be upset anyways, so it doesn't much matter. By the way, I don't need you up anymore, thank you.
Samba 3,
Samba 3,
advertising,
okay,
drop
everything's
zone
ready.
in approach.
Hey, I mean, we got the... I was just... I don't know. I was too focused on the not trees down there. But we had the timing perfect, I just was ending up too slow there because I was focused on everything else minus the speed. So realistically, we should be getting a better score than we did on the first attempt, so... Quite the golf course community down there. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go just a little bit further down. Oh no, we're good. Time is going fast today. Like, it's crazy that this stream's been going for an hour. Goodness. It's been fun, though. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying. One notch of flaps. We don't need anything else. I'm gonna go a bit further down the runway anyways. Pretty much where the markings are from everybody else's tires. That way we don't have to taxi for too long. Ah, bounce that one. Bounce that one. I should have stayed on this camera angle. Got a little thrown off when I moved back. Just ignore the airplane community here. Because whatever happened to its photogrammetry is... Oh, there's a... Okay, hang on. Oh, there's a cliff here. Oh boy. Yep, this is where we want to park. This airport needs some work.
Foxtrot Alpha, Tree, 7 traffic CDWN 32, Charlie Oscar Whiskey 6.
I'm still annoyed by that landing. We had a great one on the first mission, and that one we came in too hot.
Foxtrot Alpha, Tree, 7 traffic CDWN.
Because here it looked like we were still nose up.
Is taxiing to parking.
But when you're up here, it's just, I don't know, different perspective. That's okay. It was still decent. But I never like bouncing a landing. Doesn't much matter, we're bouncing everywhere on the taxiway anyway, so... I'll just blame the runway for it. I'm not sure why the Grand Caravan's model comes in so close, but everything else has its gears at a pretty decent distance. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind being able to just turn that off anyways. I don't really need to see other planes parked on here. We're back, mountain tree. And make it like we're about to slam into this guy in front of us with the props and stop just before we hit him. Fantastic.
At one point, I was afraid the banner would get tangled, but Doosan updated me and you handled it like a boss.
Of course I did.
Awesome.
Wow, I think that's the first time I've ever had good comments. Hey, there we go. That's perfect. Much better than the first time. We were down in like the 50s, 40s over here. I can't believe our pass execution was down 85%. But Sim Update 2 is going to introduce changes to balance of economy, how it scores, training fixes, all that kind of stuff too. So we'll see if stuff like that changes. Because I feel like it deducts points pretty severely for minor little things. But alright, welcome to training time with Cowtown. Oh, Grand Caravan. Oh. Oh, it's just... Okay, never mind. I was like, what happened to the other one? It's just in the skydiving configuration. I'm gonna put it in cargo, because again, we're gonna showcase what you do on a very heavy, windy landing like it is with the medium cargo mission for now. I mean, it might change, but hey, just in case. Is that a skydiving one? Why is it all dirty? Look at this cargo. Nice. Got an orange one, too. We'll go with that one. Hopefully it's not all dirty once we load in here. But alright, so what we're going to do here is... I've always gotten so many comments about that first cargo mission where you're in the Caravan on that volcano island and the winds are just hurricane-based. So we're going to go ahead and just... First of all, I haven't flown this in a little bit, so we're going to do a touch and go first. But then we'll go into high winds with what you want to have set for it and how you want to approach it. And then we'll also dive into how I have reverse set up, and this will be the same for any aircraft that has reverse, but since we're diving into the Caravan and so forth and whatnot, I thought we would focus on that. And of course, how to do some good old landings and high crosswinds that you have to deal with on the first mission, so. Oh. Wrong thing. What? Am I supposed to... Oh, okay. Unbelievable. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Alright, and I think that is everything. Oh, there is a plane. Is that a real player? Oh, wait, I don't have to do this anymore. I forgot. We were told Alt and 2. Nice. Nope, just AI. Cool. Any word on AI traffic with a future update? I'd love to hold short for other planes on taxiway. Well, AI traffic in career mode is a thing already. For me, it's hit or miss. Like, sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. But if you go online and then click here, AI traffic in career, I have had it a few times. Like, it just depends on the airport you're going to, where you have to follow a plane into the airport and so forth, or wait for them. But the only other thing, too, is sometimes it works, and then other times it doesn't work. It makes you hold short, and then it never gives you any other commands after that, so I'm sure there's changes coming, but I haven't heard anything specifically about that. Hopefully that answers the question. I mean, it wasn't much of an answer, but yeah. Because even on PC, I mean, I've seen them sometimes, and then other times it's an empty flight still. So, I mean, there's still room for improvement on that. Absolutely. And hopefully we'll start seeing that in Sim Update 2. Alright, so let's get the altitude set up to, we don't have to go too high, we'll go up to 8,000 feet, which is only about 2,000 feet above the ground here. We'll have our heading set as well. Half bank mode on. Beautiful. We're not going to deal with ATC or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just turn off audio for that at the moment. We don't need to hear anything with that, because that's not why we're here. So I'm going to just turn off voices for now. That way I don't have to get interrupted by their discussions. Hi, Caravan. I mean, I love this plane, but it's just... It's the worst one to fly in career mode because it always has 800-mile-an-hour winds for some reason. I sometimes get called to hold short for other players sometimes, and my planes will warn about traffic. That's the only time I, like, honestly, that's where it's weird. I see them in the instruments and on the EFB, but I never see them in the sim itself. It's odd. I'm not sure why it's like that, but again, hopefully we'll see some improvements with it shortly. Because I want to see AI traffic, and I also want to make it to where you can toggle online players. Because I'd love to see it just like it is in Free Flight in career mode. Because I always enjoy seeing what other people are flying, and I don't know, it's nice seeing the world alive, as opposed to it always being empty for a majority of the flights, if not 99% of them. Matt, my PPL came in the mail yesterday from the FAA, and somehow I still feel like I know less than that Microsoft Flight Simulator streamers. Oh, I'm sure that's not true, but very nice. Congratulations. That's pretty awesome. There goes Southwest Airlines. And if you're just joining the stream, we did aerial advertising for the first hour, and now we're kind of going into a bit of a training session. We're going to dive into, so if you've been having issues with that first medium cargo mission with the Grand Caravan to unlock medium cargo, we're going to be diving into heavy crosswind landings, what you're wanting to do for the best possible landing, and we'll also dive into reverse thrust as well, because you're wanting to use reverse thrust as opposed to braking in the Grand Caravan. I'm about to go off the taxiway because I can't control it from showcase camera. And we're going to just kind of dive into that, so just so you know. I mean, yeah, the big jets are definitely something else, no doubt about it. What are they flying over here? Oh, speaking of airliners, they're flying a 737 MAX. There's already a bug on my window. Ridiculous. I don't know why I'm trying to go so... I mean, I'm trying to keep it, you know. But we don't have to go as slow as we do in career mode, so... So this first landing is just going to be a regular one. We'll get the reverse thrust going. And then after that, we can turn up a crosswind to kind of replicate what you deal with on the first cargo mission, or the one to unlock everything. We'll kind of dive into it. One notch of flaps. Well, as a matter of fact, we already have a bit of a wind going on. You can see us kind of angled to the right. It's showing 5, but it felt stronger than that. You know what, let's not do 8,000. Let's just do 7,000 should be pretty decent. And then turn on heading mode. Power back. Just gonna bring the prop back as well. We don't need all full power on there. And off we go. Our co-pilot's talking to somebody, but I have that turned off because I didn't need that to interfere with the lesson today. Oh. Good co... Goodness. I just lifted off like a little bit of flaps there. Goodness. A little dramatic autopilot. we're in free flight too, so we can get a replay going too if we want. Head back north. Because if you slam on the brakes, especially if you don't have, like, I'm sure it's different with rudder pedals, but I don't have rudder pedals, so if you're just using a flight stick like me, or if you're just using an Xbox controller alongside of it, and you hit the brakes, you're going to be just wobbling back and forth. I'll showcase that too, which is why you don't want to do that. You're going to want to use reverse, so we'll showcase what you don't want to do, and then we'll showcase the better option. That right there is why AP is bad. I should have just had it set, because it kept that in mind with the flaps, which is why it was doing that angle, and that was my bad. I should have had vertical speed set up with a higher ascent rate. And I know our landing and taxi lights are on, it's all good. I'm not particularly too worried about that. Really love this livery. I wish this would be the default one for the cargo aircraft in the Career instead of that purple, yellow ridiculousness. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn to the right. And again, this first landing, we're going to showcase what happens if you just slam on the brakes. More specifically, if you're using, you know, a flight stick or controller. Because obviously with rudder pedals, you have more control. You can have, you know, the 0 to 100% power. Instead of, you know, if you just have a button, it's obviously 100% right away, so. Which is why you don't want to utilize that with the Caravan. I mean, there's other aircraft that are the same, or you're not wanting to slam on the brakes. Maybe one of these days I'll invest in a rudder pedal, but I don't want to have more stuff to move around and everything. That's why I'm just happy with the HOTUS, the T-Flight HOTUS 1 from Thrustmaster. It's small, it's not taking up a lot of space, and if I do need to move it, it's one cable and can store away really fast. 500. 500. Nope. Alright, let's pull the power back. Get a notch of flaps in here, because that's pretty much all you really need. It all depends on the length of the runway. But here in Colorado Springs, they're gigantic because of the high altitude. So we don't have to worry about running out of any runway here. We're a tad low. Get that second white dot down there. I haven't flown this in a bit, so I'm gonna hopefully get a good landing in here, but if not, just gotta get used to it. There we go. We've reached our optimal glide slope here. Oh, too busy looking at chat. Lost a dot. $500. I think we're at 500 feet above the ground, folks. And Matt, this is Colorado Springs, KCOS. I do have a third-party add-on for it, just so you know. And then after you land, this is what you don't want to do. Do not slam on the brakes like we're about to here. Oh, hang on. Because then if you slam on the brakes, see how it does that? That's not what you want to do. Because then you're going to be... And then if you have wind on top of it, this will be even more aggressive. I think it's called dog walking. I don't know if... I mean, there's another term. Like, if you legitimately want to do it, you can do that, like with a tail dragger or whatever. But anyways, if you're using a flight stick or controller, don't slam on the brakes. So now we're going to take off again, and then we'll showcase the difference between that and then using the reverse thrust. And you'll see how much nicer it is. We'll go for a tighter path this time. That way we're not here for too long, of course. Oh, hang on. I always gotta showcase the awesome restaurant. It's looking a little soupy down there, but you can sit in the plane. The wing goes through the building. It's an awesome restaurant if you're ever around. Love it. But anyways, enough sightseeing. But yeah, this is the lovely Cessna Grand Caravan we're flying. Just kind of helping people out right now as to how I have reverse thrust set up for my aircraft, as well as if you're still having issues trying to complete the first medium cargo mission with those high winds, which after we showcase the reverse thrust, we'll kick up the wind, and we'll see how well that goes. Right? Co-pilot looks scared about that. Which I guess before we do that, I should showcase the way I have it set up. Let me show that really quick. Nope, that's spoilers. I already forgot that. Oh, good, I looked. I was going to hit the wrong button. So I have this button set to toggle throttle reverse thrust. So I hit this after we touch the ground. I'm idle. I hit this button and then bring the throttle back up. It'll kick into it, which we'll hear that from the engine from inside. And I mean, I guess I can always have replay up. But anyways, you get the point. That's the button I have programmed for it. We'll come in for a closer approach here. It almost sounds like this plane might... I don't know, it sounds like it's going into reverse on its own, actually, for some reason. I don't know if there's a way to turn that off, but if there was, I would absolutely do it, because I don't like when the planes do that with the way I have this throttle quadrant, or whatever, the throttle on the Thrustmaster. I don't want it doing that on its own. Alright, again, we're going in with a 1 notch of flaps. B5 is on the throttle side of it. There's 2 buttons, previous, next, and then a black button just above it. That's B5. At least that's for my T-Flight HOTUS one. Because now I'm interested to see if it's just going into reverse when I'm idle. Because I don't know why else it would sound like that. But it doesn't sound like it's going full reverse. There we go. See how much nice and smooth, and like it's just so much smoother, of course, because then you're not, because I'm not hitting the brakes at all. That is full-on reverse thrust. You can hear when it activates. You got that awesome sound of a turboprop engine going into reverse. I'll be outside so you can hear the difference. So this is still reverse, as you can tell. We're going backwards now. And just like when you want to set up reverse, we're going to go ahead and bring this back to idle. I'm going to let this slow down, because if you're going a speed and then hit the brakes, you do have a chance of tail striking. I'll hit the button again to get out of reverse, and you'll hear the engine. It'll just go back to its normal setup. And then, again. And that's all there is to it. So, to recap, again, my button that I have set up. Because, oh, I guess I can show. I'm glad they have the picture in here. It's this button right here that I have, the black one. You got the two white ones, previous, next. And that button right there is what I have to toggle it. So once the throttle is idle all the way back, I hit the button, bring it back forward like it is there. It'll kick into reverse. And then you do the same thing to kick it out of reverse as well. And that's pretty much that. And then, oop, and that's the button, B5, right there. So now that we got the reverse and everything set up, let's go ahead and bring the wind up. I don't remember what it is specifically in that mission, so we'll kind of just bring it up to... we'll do west to east, just like it is in the mission. We'll bring that up to about... We'll go crazy. We'll go 50 knot winds, even though I don't think the plane should be operating in those winds. I'm not sure what the operating window is for it, but that's where we're going to have it set, because I think that's pretty much where it is in that first mission. It's a crazy crosswind, and we'll just dive into it. And yes, that's the whole thing is set up the same way with any aircraft that has... Oof. Yeah, this feels like the medium cargo mission. But yes, it'll be exactly the same in the PC-12. Same button layouts and so forth. Oh, it's 40 knots? Oh, okay. Perfect. We'll bring it down then. We'll bring it on down to 40. Of course, it wants to skip it. Let me just do this myself. No, I want it that way. Perfect. Don't mind us just flying to the moon here. Oh, we're fine. Why are you saying this? Unbelievable. We got a positive climb rate, or... I mean, we were low on the power. I mean, it's fine. And anyways... So we'll showcase different outcomes here, because if you go full flaps, which is not what you want to do, because then you're going to have the ground effect plus the wind, and then it's just going to be a absolute pain to land. As you can see, we got a nice crosswind hitting us. We're basically going sideways across the sky here. Hey, Halloween! And after we get this done, we can always go into the PC-12. I can showcase that too. But I mean, it's going to be the same process as it is with the Grand Caravan. Or if you're using like the Longitude with the... I always love those private jets that have little cones that go over. I think the CJ4 is this, or not the CJ4, the CRJ airliners have the same little reverse thrust. Not reverse thrust, but it just blocks off the engine. I love those things. They're always awesome. Oh, I have the wind. I do want the wind the other way. Because I'm trying to replicate what it is. Because I know it was hitting the left side. There we go. Perfect. Alright, we're gonna power down here. Well, not full. It still does a weird, like, I don't know what it is doing an idle, but it's not idling like it should. It goes into another mode. But it's not full reverse, which is weird, so... So let's bring this to full flaps. And you'll see what happens. Because all you're doing is, if you're in a really heavy wind and you have this going on, you're fighting even more with the wind, of course. Because instead of it just running off the body like it is, creating that extra lift there is not what you want to do. So pretty much when I did that medium cargo mission, I went pretty much almost no flaps. I think I stuck with 1 notch of flaps, if I remember correctly. Which is what we'll stick with. But even then, you probably don't even need it. I mean, I might have even gone without it. Because you're kind of using the wind, the natural forces, as a way to slow things on down. Alright, we got that nice glide slope. Got the crosswind. You can see the windsock just going straight out. And then right before we get to the ground, we're going to put a little right rudder in. That way we are even with the runway. Might bounce a little bit, that's alright. Get that left wing down, get into reverse. A little bouncy, not bad for our first landing though. Let's try it without any flaps here, just to see what happens with that. And we'll get back up. Diesel, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Wednesday, and that goes to everybody who's here. Thanks for stopping on by. The first hour of this stream was aerial advertising, and now we're just kind of going through a little bit of a tutorial, pretty much. If you're having troubles getting through that first medium cargo mission in career mode with the Grand Caravan in the crazy winds that are happening on that volcanic island. So that was with 1 notch of flaps. I just want to attempt it without any flaps just to see what's going on with that, because the thing that's nice about that runway in that mission is it's a pretty lengthy one. It's not too short, which is nice. So you do have some room to kind of float a little bit just to try to get as much going on there. So we'll attempt this again here. Oh, Tyler, I would love to have that. Like, that longitude needs to get into career mode. I love flying that plane. So good. But also, I should also... hopefully this all helps. Like, hopefully I'm just not losing people here. Hopefully I'm explaining this as well as I can. And then, of course, in reality, if that wind was coming from that direction, we would be landing on this runway here. Because then you would obviously be going into the wind, which is always the goal. Obviously, that's not always possible, depending on what the runway situation is and where the wind is coming from. So you'll always have those scenarios where you will run into a crosswind landing. I just thought I'd mention that because, you know, in real life, they'd be routing people to the cross runway as opposed to 17 right. And Halloween, no, people were saying that it was still happening with only one helicopter. The only way I solve it is if I just sell the helicopter, restart the sim, and then buy a new one. It seems to alleviate it. Obviously not the best workaround, but that's the only thing I could find that fixes it. Hopefully we'll see some tweaks to that in Sim Update 2. Oh, wow, he is, he's just so frightened by this crosswind. Don't worry, we're professionals out here. And Diesel, yes, that is actually going to be fixed in Sim Update 2. There's a brand new build of the aircraft that's going to be coming for it. Can't wait to test that out and actually be able to get above 18,000 feet without having to run into that. That'll be great.
500.
So for this landing, we're going with no flaps. We're going to just see what the difference is, if there's any. The last landing we did was 1 notch. But I think the 1 notch is the sweet spot in a crosswind landing. The wind isn't going to interfere with you too much, and it helps you keep your speed under a nice control. We're a little low here, but that's okay. So again, right before we get to the ground, always like to be a little bit to the left of the center line as well, because once you do this rudder, you're going to start shifting over to the right anyways. Oh, that was beautiful. Get that left wing down because we're getting that wind from the right. And there we go. That's how you land a Grand Caravan in a 40-knot crosswind. And then hopefully all this will kind of help you get through that medium cargo mission. And go from that. But you can see the difference between just using the brake button, which is not what you want to do with this aircraft, and then of course the reverse thrust. I mean, it gives you way more control. You're not having to worry about the wind flipping you over and, you know, kind of bobbing back and forth with how the brakes are set with a flight stick or a controller. Nice. Oh. What was that? Is that a deer? We got some deer on the airport. But alright, let's swap over to the PC-12. We'll showcase the reverse on that. Is this a paid airport? Yes, I got this as a third-party airport. I can show it to you really quick. I forgot what it is. I might end up just posting a video, like doing a little video over this. Just title it something like, How to Pass the Medium Cargo Mission. That might just come out randomly, because that is a good idea. Anyways, I forgot that's what I was doing. They need to change this. I don't know why you have to be in a specific part of the menu to see your library. Like, you should just be able to access it anyway. Anyways, just gonna show them my library, the thing I have for the airport. Because there's one that's great, which is this one, by Glide Slope Pro. They did fantastic with it. Somebody else came out with another one, and that one sucks. Don't get this one. By Microsoft Flight Sim Scenery Builders. They're terrible. They did such a horrible job with this. That was a waste of money. So there's 2 of them for Colorado Springs. Get the one by Glide Slope. way, like, it's nice. They did great with it. But anyways, I mean, I could always do a YouTube short, but we'll see. We'll see. So let me showcase the PC-12 and its reverse capabilities here. We'll probably just spawn on the runway for that one. And you're welcome, Larry! Hang on, we gotta give it a different livery here. Oh, there's only 3. We'll just go full on white. Have you done how to use Garmin radios yet? I don't ever really mess with the radios, honestly. So I have not. Just land, take off. Well, actually, we can just, here. We'll just spawn in the air here. No, that's... Just, we'll take off. PC-24 in career mode is terrible. Why is that? What's wrong with it? I know there's sometimes where you run into the airport that's too short for it, because I've been told it's running off the wrong... It's going off of the PC-12's parameters. But other than the runway lengths, I haven't had any issues with that plane. Because the PC-24 is one of the most used for me. Nope. Hi. Well, that's the one crappy part about loading in, taking off from the runways. You have to kind of deal with the low frame rates while it loads everything in, which is why it's nice kind of spawning in cold and dark, because then the low frames are when you're walking around. That's alright, it'll catch back up. Pitch trim goes full during climb. I mean, you can always go to vertical speed and adjust that. Because this is the same setup as the PC-24. So if you're... Here, hang on, let's just do an example here. So if we're an autopilot and we're trying to get to 19,000 feet here. Here, let me get my heading set up here. And let's say you're in FLC mode, and FLC just sets it to where it's like, oh, I want to climb 5,000 feet. Obviously not what you want to do. You can always go into vertical speed mode and then set it yourself, which is what I always do anyways. I never use FLC mode. A lot of planes are very aggressive on their ascent and descent, so I'm always in vertical speed mode, because then I'm controlling it the way I want it to be. So it's like I want to only do 1,500 feet per minute. And then the same goes for a descent as well. Because yeah, other than that, I've never had any issues outside of the runway stuff. But yeah, I never use FLC mode. I've never liked it. Because, I mean, once you reach the altitude anyways, it's just like, oh, okay. Vertical speed mode will shut off. Which, we can continue that here. Let me just turn to the right so we don't slam into a mountain. But yeah, this is the same setup as the PC-24 and the 12. So this will all look exactly identical. But yep, once we reach the altitude I have set in autopilot, it'll go out of vertical speed mode. And it'll follow, if we had a flight plan, it would follow that in nav mode. Same with heading. And see, vertical speed mode is done. We're at our altitude. And then the same goes for descending to an altitude as well. I just go ahead and, like, let's say we want to go down to 8,000 feet. Get back into vertical speed mode. I want to go 800 feet per minute. Well, we'll just do 1,000 just to get the point across quicker. We'll do 1,500. Bring the power back as well so we don't overspeed. And then once we reach that altitude of 9,000 feet, it'll again go out of vertical speed mode and hold the altitude we were at. And then past that point, I would be out of autopilot entirely to land the aircraft because I don't use any ILS stuff or anything else except for pretty much altitude hold, getting me to altitudes, heading in nav mode. That's all I use autopilot for. I hand fly everything else, from takeoffs to landings in any airplane. Because I don't know, I never enjoyed the fact that the computer would fly me pretty much to the flare point of a landing, so. Hey, it's the first time I've actually seen. Oh no, it's the PC-12 that doesn't ever have cargo in it. But I don't think the PC-12 actually shows up with cargo in the back either. It's just kind of the seats and then nothing back there. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I haven't had any issues with the PC-12. It's been one of my favorite aircraft to use in career mode. Oops, wrong one. Oh, very nice, Diesel, very nice. You know what? Let's land on the cross runway here. Oh. Always forget the sun visor likes to mess with you there. But again, just like with the Grand Caravan, it's the same thing we were doing. I have the B5 button on the Thrustmaster HOTUS 1 set up. Once we get close to the airport and we're idle, I'll hit that button to activate reverse. We'll pull the throttle back up and it'll kick in reverse thrust. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Is the wind still set the same way? Sounds like it. Oh, it is. Okay, well, yeah, we will land there because that's pretty much where we would land. Still gonna push us over a little bit, but and that's already been confirmed they will DF. They have a brand new build of the entire aircraft coming into Sim Update 2, which will be fixing that pressurization issue. Flaps down. Bring those gears down. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that DF. No doubt about it. It'll be great not dealing with hypoxia. Could just do the flight plans as we want. I mean, I finally started doing that in the EFB before a flight. I always check what the altitude is. And if it's a short flight with not a lot of mountainous terrain or anything, I always bring down that altitude. That way I'm not dealing with it. Doing a 44,000 foot climb for an hour flight or something. I always bring that down to about 20,000 or so. Not sure why we don't have any lights here. Well, that's okay. I'm not sure why it's beeping. At first I thought there was no gears down. I was like, I know I put those down. Maybe terrain or something. And there we go. Nice little reverse thrust landing with the PC-12. But here, let's dive into the PC-24 really quick. Oh, you know what? We'll go with the blue. Want to switch between the PC-12 and 24? Very nice. All right. Oh, I'm not gonna mess with FLC. I do not care to learn it. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Tyler. Very much appreciate it. Yeah, if you really want to fly the 24, just go to the Middle East. That's where I had my 24 for pretty much the majority of it. Never ran into any runway issues or anything like that. It was always great-sized runways without having to worry about, you know, losing out on a flight because of that issue. Yep, good old TAS systems test. Okay. But yeah, I was doing missions in Saudi Arabia and so forth, and it was not a single runway issue there. It was so nice. That. It does blaze. I mean, honestly, I love the PC-24 or the CJ4. I mean, they're both great. Oh, there is it. Okay. I'm so used to just doing career mode. Oh. This thing is always, like, I don't know, it's just always very weird on the ground for some reason. I mean, I do still have the 40 knot winds, but anyways, just ignore that. It might be because I'm staying on the ground too long too, but sometimes it's just weird. Anywho's, heading mode. Oh shoot, I did put the gears up. I thought I skipped that. Sorry, plane. Oh wait. How does... Okay, I know I didn't put them up. How does overspeed go? Weird. Okay. I guess it's probably because it's moving, but still. I was like, wait a minute. I was so thrown off by the takeoff. By the way, I can get rid of that wind too. We don't need to keep that going. Cool that it keeps the weather presets now though after Sim Update 1. We don't need all that going on. We can go back to live weather. Beautiful. Now, one thing that does need to get fixed on this is auto throttle. Auto throttle is hit or miss. Sometimes it's okay, and then other times it does this weird, like, it gets to it, then it drops, it gets back to it. It just goes back and forth over and over again. So that's definitely one thing that needs to get fixed on the 24. Speed brakes do deploy when they're armed, yes. Once it's set to arm down here, they'll be popping up. Let's see, this is what I was talking about. It gets to the speed, but it doesn't hold it. Even when you're at cruise speed, it'll get to it, and then drop the speed. It'll get to it, it'll drop the speed. I typically don't use auto throttle on here for now, because it gets kind of annoying hearing that happening over and over and over again. Really? Because the PC-12, I haven't had that happen to me. It's always holding the speed correctly. Maybe I've just been very lucky. I don't know. Oh, well that's why I haven't experienced it then, because I don't do any of that other stuff with autopilot. I just do all the descending and stuff myself. So that's probably why I haven't experienced it then, because I don't do vertical nav and all that. So that would be why I have not seen that. Oops, there we go. Bring up to 18,000, we don't need to be that high up. Gonna be a short flight. And as a matter of fact, we may as well go down again. We'll go to 10,000. Oh no, we'll go to 7,000, but we're gonna be a pretty slow descent. Right? I always love when you're in the clouds and then break out. Perfect timing, clouds, thank you. There's Centennial already on our map. That should probably be Buckley, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and increase our descent. About 1,500 feet per minute. I'm glad you've enjoyed the plane, DF. That's awesome to hear. It's definitely been one of my personally most used aircrafting careers since the sim came out. Just a great one. A few planes right now in Centennial. So with Denver, oh, it'll fill up more once we get closer. I just realized I didn't even go into nav mode. It was just on the line perfectly with our heading, so it worked out. Because how did that video do with the medium cargo? Hang on. Because, I mean, I already basically did a video like that. I can always retitle it. There it is. Oh, that's over 10,000. Let me just retitle this. Completing first medium cargo mission. But, I mean, you can always do a video like we did in the stream just now, just to see if people would be interested in that. Yep, there's everybody. Bring that pitch down a little bit more to 2,000. Oh no, we're actually, never mind. I thought we were closer for some reason. DF, I have no idea what that is. So no. And as for VNav, I never use that. The way I just did everything in this flight is how I'm always doing every aircraft in Flight Sim's career mode. I do my vertical speed, I get heading and nav mode set up, and then I do everything else. But never use VNav, never use FLC, or approach, or any of that. I just get the plane to do the cruise part of it, and then the beginning and end, I do everything else on my own. Autopilot gets turned off. I go for 17 right. Speaking of nav mode, I'm going to head off of that, switch back to heading, get us a bit more lined up with it. Are they actually behind us, or are they... Well, they are. It's a Southwest Airlines flight. I guess that other plane that's in front of us is It'd be kind of cool to be able to click on the planes too and see, you know, like information about it. That'd be kind of nice. Alright, get out of autopilot. We are taking control over the aircraft again. We have some icing going on. Let me go ahead and fix that. Oh yeah, I have no idea what that plane is. I am sorry. Should see Denver International Airport once we get past these clouds here. By the way, let's get our synthetic vision on here. Even though there's nothing to be worried about terrain-wise, so... Need to shift over to the right just a little bit. And be below 170 for our last bit of flaps that we want. Gears down. We already have our speed brakes armed. Oops. For whatever reason, my reset button is already not resetting the camera again. I don't know why it does that. I didn't even leave the sim and it's not doing it again. Very odd. Very nice res, very nice. FMJ, they're just gonna have to hold on. Not my fault they had to go to the bathroom on descent. They're out of luck. Oh, sorry, Southwest. Well, they're taking too long to land. Oh, was Southwest still going for that landing? Wow, they had enough of me being in front of them. Just diving on in. Great, now they're gonna create wake turbulence on the runway. Thank you for that. I don't think I've ever seen the AI do that before. That's pretty crazy. Oh, this does have... I didn't even see him till just now. What in the world? Because I was going to say, I was like, I don't understand why this doesn't have any pappy lights, but we're good. A little low. Even though I feel like I'm a little too high, actually. I'll just ignore that for now. Do my own thing. Losing our frames, which hopefully the stream doesn't freak out and look horrendous. Come on, we're floating. There we go. And there are the spoilers. But frame rate, why you dying on me? Oh, I'm so glad I don't stream at 1440 anymore, or else the stream would be a picture book. Oh, hi, Southwest. Had to cut in front of us, do a nosedive. It's one thing they need to improve with the AI, too. The traffic just kind of does whatever it wants to. Because you saw the Southwest AI landed the way we did, and then they have AI going the opposite way at the same time. Just definitely some improvements they can be making on that. Oh, they're even running into each other on the taxiway. All kinds of nonsense going on. But yep, that's how I fly any aircraft in the sim, is that type of setup. With vertical speed, heading, nav mode, and that's it. Other than that, everything else I turn off and hand fly it. Even the airliners, I do the same thing. I just find it more exciting flying it, you know, by hand as opposed to just always doing, you know, all the approaches and stuff that the computer does on its own. I'd rather just hand fly it. Busy. Cars. Planes all over the place. Just park it up here. Of course, DF. But yeah, love this plane. Those clouds. Love it. But there we go, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it went from aerial advertising to kind of a how I fly aircraft, how to help you guys with landing that Grand Caravan in the first medium cargo mission, which again, hopefully that was helpful to you, and you'll be able to complete those missions. So, or that mission, I should say. But that was Denver, yes. Yep. That was Denver where we were at just now. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed. We should possibly be here tomorrow to check out Sim Update 2's first beta build. if everything's still going well. They haven't said anything, otherwise. So we'll see. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys